So Lane Kiffin got himself involved into all sorts of, trivial little episodes, but they accumulated. And more than that, more than the fact that these weird off-field episodes accumulated, what did that reflect? It reflected a guy who wasn't fully attuned to all the things he needed to do as a head coach. Now we've seen, of course, Lane Kiffin mature into a much better head coach, a guy who, doesn't let the defensive side of the ball slide at Ole Miss. I mean, it's clear that, spending time under Nick Saban enabled him to grow up. So I think Lincoln Riley is going to do a great job at USC, but like nothing's guaranteed. And, Lincoln Riley, I still think he's going to be a home run. I still think he's going to lead USC to the college football playoff. But if we're looking for small signs of, if this thing doesn't work out exactly the way USC fans hope, it's going to be this. It's going to be this little tendency, which seems so innocent and trivial on the surface, but it reflects a reality in which Lincoln Riley just isn't willing to say, you know what, I took players from Oklahoma, instead of saying, well, I took them from the portal, not Oklahoma. Just that little tendency to not own small mistakes or to own up to some basic truths. Like it's not a damning character flaw or anything like that, but when you're always trying to avoid just squaring up to a certain reality that everyone in the room knows, like that's a little bit of insecurity, right? And so again, I don't think this is going to be the source of his downfall, but it is peculiar. And Oklahoma fans will certainly point this out that, Lincoln, why are you saying this? It's probably harmless in the larger picture, but again, if things don't work out great at USC, if Lincoln Riley does fall short of expectations, it's going to be that tendency, because that creates underlying issues in terms of trust and how fully a man is able to see reality for what it is and just admit it. Even if, like, this is not, Lincoln Riley doesn't lose anything by saying, I took players from Oklahoma, but he felt the need to kind of, speak around it and engage in this circumlocution about, well, I technically got him from the portal, not Oklahoma. It's just something that people notice, and hopefully it won't amount to much. But like Lincoln Riley is making himself a target in ways that he doesn't have to do this. Other people are going to look at him and say, hey, I want to beat that guy. And why give other people more motivation? He could just do the equivalent, Mark, of taking 3 knees and ending the game with a victory, and he's certainly done a lot of winning. There's no question about that. But instead he's trying to like either run up the score or just insist on a certain kind of high ground that, like, no, I didn't take from Oklahoma. Just take the knees, Lincoln. Just take the win, instead of saying something that people are going to latch on to, and it's going to be a controversy, or if not a controversy, at least a distraction from your goal of building back USC football. So I think that's kind of the larger reality surrounding Lincoln Riley's not very significant but still very noticeable remarks this week.
Well, I think it's a character trait, personality trait that we'll see how it plays out. And I think it's a source of frustration for fans or people in general when looking at certain leaders who have so much going for them. They're so intelligent. They have so much natural ability and everything's going for them, but they have these little spots, these little blind spots where they trip up and they just get in their own way, and it seems very needless. And this may or may not be one of those things.
Yeah, it really is straight out of a novel or a television series that, like it's like a murder mystery, like these wealthy people, have so much going for them, but they, like, something gets under their skin that kind of takes them off, the great life path that they've carved out for themselves. So not to equate this with any kind of, severe mortal sin, but like just the construct in terms of a literary character that you outlined is very much, it's very real. It's very resonant, right? You said it perfectly. They have so much going for them. Why do you go off on this detour? It's just, it's getting in the way of the great life that you have built for yourself. Just stay on the path. You don't need that detour.